The following film depicts the story of the soldier and the story of the racehorse.
Charlie, Alpha, 315, Niner 2, break.
Last, always stick to the leader. Meanwhile, till Lassett has moved into second.
Their careers are very different, but they are both highly trained and disciplined, and their work is their whole life. One moment in time can be life-changing for some.
I was a sergeant, mountain leader in the Royal Marines. I was on a routine foot patrol out in Sangin, and this particular patrol went out to reassure the society, the locals, that we were trying to clear the IEDs to make it safe for them, to safe for everybody. My whole troop not only walked over it once, but walked over it twice. I then lay on the device, and it wasn't until I knelt up that the device was detonated.
I was actually out of the forces at the time, and I was on holiday. I went to watch a change in the guard, and I was walking up the mill, and I just stopped beside this tree, and you could see the Household Cavalry Division just approaching, and the next thing I know, I was flying through there. A car bomb had went off.
For the soldier, the injuries can take many forms: physical, mental, or both.
I lost all my limbs were hanging off at the time. I was awake for the whole thing. I don't remember very much about it.
I didn't realise at the time that I was injured with shrapnel at the back of my legs, my back. And my first thought was, like any typical soldier, you're taught to run to danger instead of running away from it. So I just ran to see what help I could give them, and it wasn't until years later, it was bringing back the memories of the smell of the horses, and that was absolutely horrible.
For the racehorse, an injury can end their career. Some horses, like Peopleton Brook, find it difficult to adjust to a life away from the racetrack. With the help of HorseBack UK, the soldier and the horse can start a new chapter, working together.
We started HorseBack UK because I was made aware of 16 young men at 4-5 Commando, and I'd served with 4-5 Commando, who had endured life-changing injuries after tours in Afghanistan. And there was a lot of amputees. And a friend of mine just happened to say the farm would be a great place for the boys to get away from the clinical recovery side of things.
The facilities are absolutely fantastic. We have an indoor training facility, we have a round pen, we have an outdoor sanded training area, and we have a lot of acreage, obviously being up here in the Highlands of Scotland, that we can ride out into.
The idea was to use the horses to give the guys what we called mobility with dignity. You know, if you've lost your legs, it's difficult to get back up the hill with dignity. So on horseback, they could regain something that they'd lost.
At the moment we've got 36 horses. We started off originally with Jock's horse Nimitz and an old horse of mine, Archie, and the kids' Shetland ponies. That's just grown over the years.
HorseBack UK have successfully retrained many horses. Peopleton Brook was given to the charity by retraining of racehorses in early 2014 and is now a valuable part of the team.
I think there's a huge problem in some way with those who have served, is that there's a sense of otherness about them. They've been trained to do a very difficult job, and when they can't do that job anymore, they're left with a sense of isolation and damage.
I served in the Royal Marines for just over 14 years. I deployed to Afghanistan 3 times. I was injured on my second tour by a suicide bomber. I then got myself fit, so I came back through the recovery plan. I returned to Afghanistan and unfortunately I stepped on an improvised explosive device. I lost my left leg below knee, digits to my right hand, various shrapnel injuries. I nearly lost my right leg and right arm, and I had my face degloved and disfigured, so I don't quite look the way I used to. I also lost my left eye.
I was injured in 1996. I was subject to seeing a lot of horrible things that people shouldn't really see, and at a young age of 20-year-old you're not really trained for that. Having a mental illness, post-traumatic stress disorder, it's very debilitating. It really ruins your life.
Jock and Emma had approached the unit and asked if some of us that were going through the recovery pathway would like to come up and visit, and some friends said, "Joe, you might really enjoy this."
And coming here, it's a breath of fresh air. You're just at the bottom of that drive and your worries seem to just disappear.
I enjoy working with the horses, but I think I enjoy more still being around the kind of camaraderie and the kind of brothers in arms that you see of all walks of life and the service world that come here to visit horseback. I enjoy the banter, I enjoy the humour, I thoroughly enjoy that, and I like giving something back and helping others.
You're here, you know you're in a safe environment and you're with your family again. I've benefited massively. It's a confidence booster, and not just saying it because you just stand in front of me, but if horseback wasn't here, then I wouldn't be standing in front of you today.
Horses are about the most authentic animals you'll ever meet in your life, and that's why they work well with the men and women who come here, because they don't judge.
Moving into our 6th year, the charity is growing up. We are becoming accredited, so when the guys come here they'll be going away with an actual certificate. We are developing the children's courses, and we're hoping to work with other disadvantaged groups.
HorseBack UK has made me feel a lot better, being around horses, more confident, and just being with other people, being myself.
The horses are why we do it, in the sense that, if it wasn't for the horses we'd never have done any of this. But there's a combination of things: back to nature, working with an animal that needs leadership and needs you to step up to the plate and take charge, working with people that have been to war and experienced maybe the worst of humanity. And all these things contribute to giving the kids a sense of purpose and a sense of confidence that perhaps has been stolen from them, which is the idea.
The bottom line is I wanted to come here to be able to walk up a mountain again, and it gave me the confidence to be able to do that, because my idea was a horse has got 4 legs, I've only got the one, and it could get me up the mountain, which is what I wanted, but it did more than that. It gave me the belief that I'd be able to walk up myself, and that's what I did.
I've loved this place from the first time I came here. The facilities are absolutely fantastic. It's not just the horsing, we also have various other activities. There's also awards and certificates that we can do now to help with the CV and that transition into the civilian world. So I would thoroughly recommend it to anyone to come to horseback.
We've built a model here, we've now tested and tried it. Over 350 people have come here. The results are what make us all want to do this. We'd like to extend it and help a wider community now, and that is what our aim is over the next 3 to 5 years, is to build other centres and help other communities and empower more of our service personnel that have endured injury to contribute to society and change the way that people think about injury and post-injury living.
HorseBack UK strives to make a difference and need your help to continue this work. To learn more about the charity or make a donation, please visit our website.